What's up everyone, welcome to the channel. My name's Nick Corona and today I'm going to take you guys on a quick drone adventure through Colorado. This takes place as I'm heading home from the holidays from Rockford, Illinois, coming back to Phoenix, Arizona, and I just love taking the route through Colorado because the roads are beautiful, going through Denver, and this takes place on New Year's. I'm not a big partier and I thought I'd take advantage of there being no traffic. However, I chose the one day that just happened to coincide on one of the biggest snowstorms of the past few years. So my whole trip looked like what you're seeing right now. I had to go super slow through the sketchy roads, the roads that you know are sketchy even in good conditions, but it was still beautiful and luckily there wasn't a ton of traffic. So as I'm going through Colorado, there's a few spots I had to stop. You can check out my last video to see the FPV drone in Idaho Springs. And then as I went through Vail, it was so beautiful at night. There were so many Christmas lights that I did a U-turn, turned around, pulled over, and whipped out the Mavic 2 Zoom because I felt absolutely obligated to share this with you guys. I can't believe how beautiful it was in Vail. It's not a place I've ever really spent any time other than just driving through. So I found a little awesome spot off to the side where I could take off, have good, visual line of sight of the drone and check things out a little bit. I was completely breathtaking at first, and my goal here is to stay high. I don't know the area very well. I don't know where there could be lines. I just didn't want to fly low. That's one great reason to have the Mavic 2 Zoom in this situation and why I love this drone so much. Right here, what you're seeing is 4K footage. This is all the way backed up to whatever, the most wide angle is. I believe it's 24 millimeters, and we zoom all the way into the max, which I believe is 48 millimeters. And I love it. It's a great way to see everything, but I don't want to go too far away from myself. So right here, I switched to 1080. Now in 1080, of course you lose some quality, but what you gain is the ability to zoom in twice as far. I've made videos about this in the past if you guys have seen it. If not, now you know. This is one more reason I love the Mavic 2 Zoom. I'm extremely far away right here, yet I'm completely checking out the lights. So here I'm zooming out, which gives you an idea of how far in the drone can zoom. That's all zoom. I'm not even moving yet. Yeah, I don't know about you guys, but I can't live without that. And I wish to God that the Mavic Pro 3 had a better zoom. I don't really care how good the wide shot is because it's a drone. It's got spinning blades. It's loud and dangerous. Why would you only want a wide shot? It's always been beyond me. But anyways, for adventuring and checking things out, it's just wonderful. Notice these trees are massive and they are just beautifully lit all the way to the top. I mean, for nighttime footage, this is like a drone pilot's dream come true. Now, this little cabin or structure or house kind of caught my eye because it is literally up against the slopes. It looks like just an amazing place. And as I look at the slopes, I'm a snowboarder myself, although I've never had the opportunity to do that in Vail. I know what these machines are, they're grooming the hill, and I saw them doing it. This flight takes place probably, I want to say around midnight. It was pretty late at night. It was cold. Like I said, New Year's. No, I want to say this flight took place probably around, it was midnight the next day. So these guys are out grooming the hill, combing it, making it smooth for everyone in the morning. And to me, it's just so cool to be able to zoom in and see them doing this. And there's lines and chairs and things. If you didn't have the ability to zoom, you just completely wouldn't be able to capture the shot. So looking over Vail, there's a lot to look at. There's a lot of really fancy hotels. I don't know exactly what I'm looking at here, but I do know that one of these is the Ritz-Carlton, and I can only assume they're all just as fancy. How fun would it be to go swimming in one of these pools? I mean, you're in Vail at a nice hotel and they're completely heated. Look, it's got fire at both ends of it. I mean, that's freaking awesome. And it looks like there's a hot tub along the top. I just don't think I've personally ever been in a pool that cool, but hey, at least I get to see it from the sky. You can see some people swimming in that pool over there, which was super cool. I wasn't expecting to see anyone out like that. And just really admiring all the lights. Sometimes when there's so much to look at, you almost don't know what to look at. So during this flight, I'm just kind of adventuring. I knew that I was gonna talk to you guys about it, so I just wanted there to be smooth flying, go easy on the sticks, so it just wouldn't hurt to look at. If I were making a particular video, I would have been more going for specific shots, and everything in between would be really messy because it would be you positioning the drone and not worried about it versus just keeping the whole flight as smooth as I can. So that's kind of like what's going on here. If you guys are wondering why I'm flying this, I just really wanted to have something to remember how beautiful Vail was and just get a nice overall look. Shots like this are just kind of cool to show what's actually going on. I mean, I can see people walking around down there, and you can really get a feel for the lighting and the vibe and just what's going on in Vail from 400 feet up in the sky. So sometimes, you know, the Mavic 2 zoom doesn't have the biggest sensor. That's the biggest thing people gripe about, is the new drones have bigger sensors. They take in more light, they're gonna look better at night. But one other thing I really love about this drone is photography. You know, you can do long exposure photos as long as you can get the drone to hold still, it's not too crazy windy out. You can take photos like this or like this, which is super cool because you can make it look great and, you know, hold that open exposure and capture a wonderful photo. Around this time, my controller started freaking out. I ran into a new issue during this flight where my controller battery just seems to be shot. Now, that's the one thing that will kill the Mavic 2 zoom. It's a great drone still, and I'd recommend it if you could buy it, but DJI doesn't sell it anymore. You could buy a used one. But the batteries, I've already been through 9 batteries on my Mavic 2. I do fly in more extreme conditions, and that has played into it because I've lived in such hot areas. But if they ever discontinue the ability to buy those batteries, I'm gonna have a really nice paperweight. And now the new thing that's happened is my controller battery doesn't hold a full charge anymore, and it's hit or miss. In this instance, it died in 1 battery, but you know, the other day I flew it and flew through 3 batteries, so it just kind of depends. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, go check out my FPV drone flight where I flew through Idaho Springs, Colorado. That was, you know, a couple hours before we got to Vail. Also extremely beautiful. Thank you guys so much for coming along on this adventure. Comment below, let me know what you guys would like to see next. Thank you so much for flying with Nick Corona. Everyone be safe. Till next time, peace.